3 tahun gue jadi mesin pembunuh mereka. Nggak kehitung pembantahan yang udah gue lakuin. Kalau lo sudah dilantik menjadi seorang sukses, hukumnya mutlak. Jangan pernah mengampuni. Tapi di saat itulah gue melihat satu kehidupan kecil yang sudah di ujung tanduk. Mungkin aja gue bisa merubah takdir gue.
So from what I understand, this has been a long production process for this. Originally it was going to be made, then it got turned to graphic novel, then back into film.
2014 we did try to make it happen, right? Close to 6 months into pre-production. I mean, like, mostly it's the training, it's the choreography that we try to find. Unfortunately, the funding sort of like went down, so we have to stop production. So I tried to make it into a graphic novel format because I always try to think of this as a trilogy, but by the time we show Headshot in Toronto, the good news from Netflix came, so the rest is history.
Talk a little about the choreography though, and speaking of like the Johann Butcher scene, with all that blood flying around, slipping around.
It was, I mean, Timo had a great idea to put all the meat all around the fight, that's a great instrument of the fight. I think we can use it.
Like, so when we see Iko's character, Aryan, we see him fighting the nightclub. It's meant to be slick because he knows what he's doing, right? While my approach with Joe's character, Ito, we see him first time kicking ass in the butcher shop. It's supposed to be almost like a hulking character who's still kind of like dealing with his emotional issues, you know, like, so we see him kind of like stumbling apart, and then it gets really messy, it gets really sticky, you know, like that's the kind of situation that we want to present.
Let's talk a little about the character of Ito though, because while he's our protagonist, you know, at least at the start of things, we don't really get to see it. He's technically not a nice guy, I guess, when you think about it. So kind of, what was it like creating him?
Creating him, it was quite a process because we talked about it a lot. You know, what year he killed the first guy, and what year he went to juvie, and because he was raised on the street and he learned to defend himself on the street. So those background stories are very important for me. I imagined a character who's trapped in the darkness, in the tunnel for so long. And this guy, not by choice, because by situation, by destiny.
There's also a big brother aspect to the character, you know, like him leading a crew, trying to be a big brother to everybody, and that's kind of like the character's curse. Like, he always tried to feel like, all right, maybe if I do this, I can fix the situation. But by nature, he's a violent character, right? So yeah, things keep on unraveling to a downward spiral. So that's the whole idea with Ito as a character.
Semua berakhir sekarang.